Something happened this past weekend. And this isn't me trying to be all, oh, it was summer in the city, didn't you know? This is me saying something happened within myself. If you know me, you'll know that one of my worries with YouTube is that what I perceive to be a positive community, a camaraderie-ship of slightly odd but passionate content creators, is at risk of dying out. But now I'm wondering, was I wrong? I still believe that this is a risk and that we need to support one another and one another's content in order to keep this community alive. But Summer in the City made me realise that this community is still alive. And not only is it alive, but it's bigger and bolder and more passionate than I ever thought. Summer in the City this year had more structure, and this included panels. I really enjoyed the panels and found it fascinating. Not only did they cover topics such as how can I make it big on YouTube, but also like industry type topics such as filmmaking tips and charities online. Not only could I hear from people that I look up to on YouTube, but at times I could put my own 2 cents into it. And we know how I love to do that. I don't really know at what point the realization happened. If it was the panels themselves, having a beer with Miles Dyer after one of the panels. It could have been in the queue even before Summer in the City started, where a large group of us were singing a plethora of 1980s classics in the best singing voices basically that are on YouTube today. It could have been meeting Becky Brown for the first time, Becky's era on YouTube. She is somebody that has influenced PMP a hell of a lot. And the hug she gave me was pretty damn good for somebody her size. It could have been seeing Bing and Mandy on the train going home. They remembered me from the small house gig we attended the other month. It could have been when I looked around the pub on the Sunday evening and seen that we filled out Wetherspoons. And it wasn't the big YouTubers versus the small YouTubers. It was people talking to people. I was amazed by how many people showed passion towards PMP, which is my baby. I loved how when me and Rebecca Briley, Brandon Rebicon on YouTube were going, we said I miss you and I love you, and you know, it was men, and it made me realise that a lot of these YouTube friends I have, they're real friends, and we do all care about each other and we all do support each other, and that's really special. I think this, alongside being at Hank Green's gig on the Sunday evening, really highlighted to me that I'm part of something really, really special and much bigger than I thought it was. And I had this feeling that, not that we were unstoppable, but that, I don't know, it's hard to put into words, that feeling. But it was good. It was very, very good. And this is much bigger than just me. I saw Hank Green inspire nigh on a stadium full of people from different ages to sing songs about science. The day before, on the same stage, I saw somebody who has under 100 subscribers sing their heart out, and she's amazing. If you haven't seen Clara before, go, link in the doobly-doo. She's amazing. So Summer in the City made me realise that we're part of something new, something special. In the description down below are some of the YouTubers that I class my friends, some of which I knew before Summer in the City, others I met at Summer in the City. The 2 people I'd like to bring special attention to are 1, Toby. Collaborating with you was amazing. It had a really good feel to it, and I am so excited by everything you put out onto YouTube. I'm excited for where that takes you. And Phil. Phil was somebody I talked to before Summer in the City, and we were friends. I counted him as a friend then, but due to YouTube discussions and also personal discussions that I don't need to talk about here, Phil, I class you as a very, very good friend now, and I feel very, very lucky to have you around. So, after this weekend, the positive Waistcoat is back, Follow Friday is back with new passion, new energy, and PMP is back in January, so stay tuned for that. And finally, thank you to everyone who turned out to the pre-Summer in the City gathering on the Friday in Jubilee Gardens. We had about 150, 160 people turn up, and it was amazing. It was very weird for me organising that, but I loved it. I loved meeting a load of you, and we had all the funds. And finally, thank you to all the organisers, volunteers, performers, panellists at Summer in the City 2013. You created together what is undoubtedly one of the greatest weekends ever, and that took some doing, so thank you. And always, until next time, Waistcoated Wonders of the Internet, ta-ra.